Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is Hairymuppet. Welcome back to some Factorio Space Age, and we have progressed quite a lot in our Fulgora base, in our Fulgora Megabase, and we'll talk about this for the start off. So, this is our recycler base, and if I zoom out a bit, you can see that it's got a bunch of different levels. So over here we've got a scrap mining outpost on a completely separate rail network. Then we've got 4 trains unloading here. If I have a look, according to my calculations, we need 16.2 belts of scrap. And this one will output 4 belts. Each one is stacked to 4 because it's using the stack uninserters. So I'm finally using stack uninserters, or stack inserters, whatever. But anyway, each train outputs on 4 different sides, and the 4 different sides all get squeezed together onto one belt. So that should be enough to get 4 full belts. Technically we need 16.2, so it's probably going to be a tiny bit short, but I'll sort that out later. So then all the belts go into here, and this should be enough recyclers to completely empty a full 4 belt, a full belt stacked 4 high. And usually recycling scrap outputs 60%, but I have a bunch of, I will have level 20 of this, scrap recycling productivity. So, alright, here's what I might do is if I upgrade my scrap recycling productivity to 210, suddenly I only need 15.7 belts of scrap. Okay, so I'll make that calculation, and then I don't need anything else. This base will just be fine. 15.7 belts. That does mess up my other calculations a little bit. But it should be fine, because here's the thing, right? Usually 60 belts outputs, let me think. 60 belts usually outputs 36 belts worth of scrap. That turns into 108. The iron is the main, iron and solid fuel. So let me go through the calculations. So usually it's 36 times 3. Now to be 36 times 3.1, which is 111.6. 111.6 times 0.2 is 22. So each one of these will be outputting 22 gears per second. And then each one of these will be divided by 4. Have I done my math wrong? I feel like... Okay. So we got 4... Okay, so we got 4 belts coming out. Each belt has about... Yeah, 22.32 iron gears per second. Returning 25% to the ingredient. I'm a little bit funky on how to do this. So we get 25% on average. According to this, we get from 80 iron gears, we get 40 iron plates per second. Oh, I'm not multiplying by 4 enough, am I? Okay, I gotta multiply everything by 4 because they're all stacked belts. So yeah, so that 22 multiplied by 4. So each of these belts is technically outputting 89. So I multiply that by 0.25 and then divide it by 4. So we're going to end up with 89 iron per second coming down on this belt. So basically, sorry for that. So basically this is the way that it works. So we do the recycling here for the main belts. We send iron gears over and we recycle them immediately because iron gears are 20% of the 20% of this. So if we just put iron gears directly onto the train, it would be a massive, massive pain in the ass. So we're not going to do that. So we recycle the iron gears directly. I don't think we need them for any process later on. I think we just recycle them directly, and that's pretty much it. And then we put the iron directly on the train. So down here we've got these 4 belts coming down, and each belt is going to be what is it? I think maybe I messed this up because this is a full belt, right? This is a full 240 per second. Technically this outputs 2 belts. I think I screwed this up because I got 1 belt coming out into 1 belt, and that's not how it's going to work. It's going 1 belt into 2 belts. How did I screw that up so badly? Oh, that's why. That's all right. Okay, well I need to redo all this math then. Well, not all this math. Anyway, let me show you the rest of the base while we think about that. So this is the offloading, and this is basic mining. I've done a whole bunch of other bases as well. So this is, of course, our science creation base over there. This one is our electromagnetic plant. I've only used legendary modules for the actual science. For the rest of it, I think, so this takes, what, stone, heavy oil, and holmium solution. So the heavy oil, of course, just comes off pumps. We got some accumulators over there. Make sure you build them in the electromagnetic plant to get that 50% productivity. I forgot the first time, and then I had to go back and redo this base. And I think this one's green circuits, and then these 2 are both batteries. We need tons of batteries in this base. And this is the output. We've got the super capacitors, which just take a whole bunch of random crap. It's very hard to see when all of the stations are empty, but that's pretty much how it's going to work. And up here, this is the holmium solution. So you can see that takes a little bit of water, which we're making over here, and stone and holmium ore, which we're taking from these 2 stations. And this is a very tiny station that just turns the holmium solution into holmium plate. Very, very small. And this one makes the superconductors. Again, we don't actually, this makes a ton of them. It makes like 2 every 5 seconds, and that's once you speed it up, that's actually pretty decent. So yeah, this guy's definitely doing all right. And there we go. And what other stations? Not really much else. I got these stations as well. And let me sort of explain how this works. So it goes down, this is the sorter, it gets sent out, it goes down here, and this is all the primary stations. We've got some legendary inserters down here, so it goes down, goes into the primary station first. I haven't named these, so they're all weird names, but yep. And then, once it gets past the inserter, it goes down here to another station, and these are all dump stations. So anything in here, as soon as there's enough in the chest for a train to fill up, a train will come over, grab it, and dump it, pretty much. And we've also got a little setup over here, so I made sure that I put the solid fuel and the ice on the far 2 belts, and they go and get split off here and basically get turned into rocket fuel, which I then feed down here. Oh, I gotta do this. So this is basically my refueling station, which I'm going to put as an interrupt. over there. And it also sends fuel up to this area so that these trains get refueled. They're currently full of fuel now, so I should be able to turn them on. But having said that, I think I did the math wrong here. So we know that one. All right, so we know that a normal 60 scrap per second would produce 108 per second. Well, it would produce 36, but we've got productivity, which puts it up to 108, and soon to be 111. So 60. Oh, okay. All right. So 111. So this is, each of these produces 2 belts. One belt basically produces 2 belts. So yeah, I screwed that up. So we do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then we swap 1, 2, 3, 4. I think 6 is actually too much. I think I did the calculations. And these basically take whatever crafting speed, you multiply it by 5, and that's how many items it can do per second. So well, here's the thing. We only need to... the outputting does stack. So yeah, we're outputting 2 belts. Okay, so this needs to do... so we're inputting 240, and each side of an output belt will need to take 60. So this is going to be about... 2 is going to be 10, 5, 6. So technically, how many do we need? It's a bit hard to calculate because some of them are at 1.8, which is very annoying. I couldn't fit more speed modules, but yeah, that's just the way. If they were all at 2, this would be easy. So to do 60, I think we need 7. Yeah, because each of these multiplied, so 60 multiplied by 5, 60 divided by 5 is 12. So we'll say 7. Okay, which means we need 28 here. Okay, so we gotta do a little bit of rework. And these inserted, I'll fix up the inserters while I'm here. Actually, maybe I could just whack a bunch of speed modules on here. How is that going to help? You're at 2.8 now. Okay. Here's the thing. If I whack a bunch of speed modules, I need to get up to 12. 2.8, 3, 2.8. Okay, so now I'm down to 5. 5, 5 will get me up to, where's my Spidertrons? 5 will get me up to a thing. So I only need 20, and I've already got 21. So now I can re-establish these belts. And my aim is to turn this machine on at the end of this episode, so yeah. But I think we're going to have to do the, well, redo this stuff down here. Okay, so we can get rid of one machine. That's fine. I don't want to redo these inserters because they got a little bit messy when I was copying stuff. So in the middle there, now that we've got an even amount, they should line up beautifully. Right. This is the only thing I don't like about the Spidertrons. You put them in there and they do all sorts of good stuff, but then when you're actually building, they get in the way, which is not great. Okay. So 20 recyclers. I'm going to take in a total of 240 scrap per second. And we're doing... So, okay. 240 times 0.6. 144 times 3.1 is a total of 446. Times 0.2 times 0.2 is 89. Okay, so 446 is definitely 2 belts. So 89. Each one outputs 89. So that's fine. That means pass... Okay, so pass this... Well, here's the thing. 446 minus 89 is... No. 446 minus 89 is 357, which is more than 240, which means we can't just send a single belt on down here. So this is going to have to still be 2 belts. Which, I'm going to be honest, I think we got room for. And if iron gears... Well, iron gears we got individual belts for. So let's look at the next one down the ranks. So, how did we get to 446.4 times 0.07? What am I... Well, no, that's not right. Okay, we go back up a sec. 446.4 is the total throughput of the belt. We can't multiply it by 0.2 because 0.2 is 20% of the 60%. So it's actually by 0.3, which is 100, which we can still fit on a single belt when it's fully stacked. Now the real question is 446.4 times... What's 7% of 60? I just times 7 divided by 60. That's 52. So we can barely... I mean... Well, to be fair, these belts will still be stacked up. Even though they're being split off, they'll still be stacked up at this point. So each belt can conceivably do 240. Yeah. Having said, that's 52. That's 52 per lane is the thing, right? 52 per lane. So that barely fits into the 240. So I think we're fine. So I think all this mess down here works, and because the iron is split off into... So like, iron, I think we said we had 89. Was it? No. It was 148. That's right. 148 on each of these belts. So that's like a total of 600 iron per second. Actually, according to my calculations, it's 580.9. So the actual Factorio lab, I kind of been ignoring it a little bit, but now it's telling me 580.9, of which only 80.9 is actually useful, and 500 just gets chucked in the bin. So yeah, a lot of these will actually just get chucked in the bin if I follow Factorio Lab, because it's telling me which ones to chuck in the bin and which ones to leave. And the funny thing is, it's actually telling me I'm going to have extra holmium ore. The batteries are actually the problem, because if you think about it, yeah, once you start putting prod modules at every single stage, like prod modules here, legendary prod modules here, legendary prod modules here, the holmium ore is no longer the deciding factor. It then becomes the batteries. And the original Factorio Lab calculation had me making batteries from like iron and copper and all that sort of stuff, and making sulfuric acid. And it was actually taking like only 8 belts of scrap instead of 16. And I said, screw that, I don't want to do that. I just want to make batteries from scrap. And then suddenly batteries became the significant factor. Yes. And so in fact, where are my batteries? Batteries are down here. So they're down on this one. So I actually cut this belt off here. So that if batteries back up, the entire build backs up. And I believe that is correct. Because if I don't cut this belt off, then it'll just keep mining forever and end up depleting millions of resources, well, hundreds of thousands of resources, without needing to. It'll just keep throwing it away. So basically cut it off there. Okay, so we got a little bit of refactor to do for these guys. And basically what it's going to look like... we do need to send a second belt down here for a little while. Okay, let's... But not for the whole period. Okay. We can stretch this out a bit. All right. Let's just do this to start with. Because we've already got this really sweet, really thin setup, which I really like. So we just got to squeeze 8 of these in here, and we can easily do that. Okay, let's get rid of these belts for now. So assuming we got 4 belts coming down here, that spacing is a bit tight, I'll be honest, and there's not a lot of room down here to play around with it. So what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to do it on both sides. Okay, so this is 4 belts coming out here, and we're going to have 4 appropriate inputs down here. Okay, nice. And then we can actually join these guys together, because once they're over there, I can probably just do this actually. There we go. So that's 2 belts there. So we are sending 4 belts over. Okay. Oh, this is going to be so awesome when it finally turns on. Because, yeah, just... I mean, well, presumably it will be awesome. How long do these guys go? They don't go quite that long. Okay. They don't go quite that long. Okay, we can squeeze one. Alright, might have to do some belt shenanigans here. Oh, we can just send that one straight down, actually. Alright. I think they go further than blue, but it's a little bit hard to tell. Okay, so you go like that. Wonderful autosave. Okay. All right, that one's all hooked up. We got all 8 of these guys going. By the time we get down to this level, we shouldn't need 8 anymore. We can compartmentalize these down to 4. That's going to be a little bit annoying to do. I kind of need another space down here. Can I get another space? I think I can. Okay. So that's going to look a little bit janky. You guys actually worked out okay. Alrighty, so and then running a little bit out of room here, but we can still make that work. Beautiful. We actually don't need these. Two, three, four, five, six, 7. Cleans it up a little bit. Okay, so that solved that particular problem. Now we need to actually get... So we said 5 here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is a little bit in the way. Okay, that works. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you don't need to be further than that. You're a little bit in the way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, and that one already lines up. Oh, need to get rid of this bit as well. And then we simply H that. Okie dokie. So that looks beautiful. That looks like it will actually work fine. Need the filters here. That would be very embarrassing if those filters weren't there. And then you need to be on the other side. Okay. And also very important, sometimes when you recycle a gear, you get another gear back, so we've got to make sure that we put it straight back into the setup instead of sending it down the belt. I don't think there's anything else that'll pop out if you recycle a gear. I think it's only iron plate. And I think we did the math here. So it's 89. No, it's 148 per belt. Yeah. So we multiply that by 4, but then we divide it by 4 again because you only get 25% of the of the things. So that should be fine. Okay, let's go ahead and let's turn it on. So you are going to go to scrap load. Is that actually... I thought for a second it was showing me now these stations, but these are all... These are literally just Fulgora stations. That's how many insane stations I've done. Empty. Okay, so we got 4 trains. We've got 4 unload stations. If I really wanted to, what I could do is this, 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 and this. And then this, this. And that allows a kind of waiting bay behind each one. And then I could have 8 trains. If I need it, that'll be good to have like in my back pocket. But for now, I'm just going to have the train limit of 1. If I start running into problems later, I'll add more trains. Yeah, and hopefully these inserters are fast enough. Because these, I think it should be. Because this is, remember, we got 2 carriages into 4 belts, all merging into 1. So, yeah, I think that should be more than enough. Okay, so you, boom, boom, and boom. And we might as well make these a train group. Scrap collection. Well, it actually shows the train groups from other planets. I'm not sure if I like that. I'd prefer the train groups to not be showing. But anyway. Oh, here we go. The train overview only shows that. Okay, so these scrap is the old base. Scrap collection. Can I start them all at the same time? I'd really like to start them all at the same time. I don't think I can. Okay. All right. Automatic. 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 Now I have set the scrap loading station. What did I send it to? Train limiter 1. Okay. That's alright. Oh, crap. I forgot. Well, technically I didn't forget, but I guess I want to do I need a... Actually, I don't think I do. I don't think I need a... I was going to put a balancer between all 4 trains, but I don't think I really need it. You need a balancer between all these 4 belts, but since they're all being merged into 1, it kind of gets balanced normally. Alrighty. So, very important. Is it actually emptying this belt? Yes. It is very much emptying this belt. I'm producing pretty much 2 full belts. I'm still emptying. Still emptying. Jesus. That was very quick. Jesus, that emptied that train like you would not believe. Alright, so our logistics on the scrap side is clearly not great, but the belt is being fully unloaded. All of these guys are running full speed. Everything is being sorted beautifully. I don't like that holmium being chucked up at the end. I'm gonna fix that. I'm going to do it without splitters. Just so it could, I just don't like it. I just don't like it. There we go. That's much nicer. Did I have holmium? Did I pick up some? Apparently I didn't. But yeah, there we go. All these guys coming through, all these various stations. We got tons of iron. It's processing all the... It's stalling a little bit here. But as long as it's processing all the iron gears, then that's the main thing. Yeah, okay, so... all 4 of these belts full is going to be a major pain in the ass. Okay. So you've got your thing set to 1. I'm going to up it to 3. Because technically, 1, 2, 3. This one can probably hold 4, actually. And actually, yeah, it can actually hold 4. Okay. Set it to 4. 1, 2, 3. Pretty sure it can hold 4. And then what I need is 4 more trains. Need 4 more trains. Okay. Hold up a sec. Okay. So we only start making rocket fuel once these guys are filled up for the first time. So the overflow is used to make rocket fuel, which is why I don't have any rocket fuel in my inventory. Which is fine. Let's trash all the unrequested items, please. These robots are... Oh, by the way, look at my research. 55... This is the research that will get us the 2-shot medium asteroid. It's 65 million, and we're currently 36 million into it. So it's only another 9 hours. We're 55% done, and it's only another 9 hours. Isn't that just incredible? Come on, guys. Finish off. I think the robots are having a bit of trouble charging. I mean, they got the energy. We got a good 6 gigawatts. It says 300. I've seen it up in the terawatt range during the middle of the night because there's just so much crap going on. These bots are just not doing it. Okay, let's turn that off. And then we need 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay. That will be enough rocket fuel to fill up 4 trains. Okay. You are scrap collection. And here's some fuel. Off you go. Oh, I was worried for a sec that it was gonna just run on in here and smash into my other train. I used to have that every now and then with the other, previous. I haven't really seen it with this game that much. Which is nice. I'm not sure if I'm just been lucky or... Okay, I need some Spidertrons over here because I am out of rail carriages. We're starting to see some backed up, actually. I'm not sure if that's a good thing or a bad thing. I'm going to finish off these trains first. Scrap collection. How are you backed up? That's not... It should... You should not be backed up. This one's doing... Oh, that's not right. This one should be going out on this belt. Okay, we need to make a slight adjustment. No, that's... Yes. 1, 2... Okay, that's 5. Right. Yeah, because that one should not be going on that belt. So we need to move them just up by 1. And over here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That one's fine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That one's fine. Okay. I doubt that was the problem, but... These should be outputting on stacks of 4, right? I think my problem is it's not guaranteed to output on stacks of 4. It may output on stacks of 4, but depending on what it's outputting, it may only output in stacks of 1. So this one, it just outputs whatever the hell it wants, not always on stacks of 4, but always on that side of the belt. So then you've got tons of these stacks of 1 coming down, and suddenly you have a belt which is a mixture of stacks of 1 and stacks of 4. And this really needs to be fully stacks of 4 of everything, but it's just not happening. So that backs up our scrap, which means our output belts, we can only rely on the output belts being scraps of 1. There's no way to filter this, is it? To say you only output. No, of course not. Well, that entire design needs to be thrown out. It needs to be completely thrown out now. We need to completely redo it from scratch, which sucks. I mean, it was perfectly calculated, but oh, the train is going to sit there nice and peacefully. I mean, this is good enough just to get some stuff started, but to be honest, yeah, I haven't done. There is still a lot of stations I need to do, like any of the mid recycling stations I haven't done yet. I haven't done the dumping station yet. Oh, we got some rocket fuel going on. That's nice. So these trains will start to be refueled a little bit slowly. Actually, let's put some prod modules on this and a whole bunch of speed beacons. I don't really need the prod module, but that'll be nice once we get the prod bonus for this guy up. I think it's 0.68%. That might still be enough to refuel all the trains. I mean, hopefully it's enough. Yeah, so because we can't guarantee that the output belt is going to be fully stacked up, what that means is that we have to take these belts as being flat. We have to assume they're flat. We can't assume they're any higher than 1 level. Which means, oh god, so that means 1 belt of this, of the scrap. Let's see, why are you... Do I need to... I think I probably need to belt balance these as well. Oh, that's not what I meant to do. Yeah. Just do that real quick. That's a 1, 2, 3. No, 1 more. Okay. There we go. Hopefully we're not offloading one side of the... It doesn't look like it. Alright, what's going on here? Ah, yes, okay. That makes sense. You have a train limit of 2 now. I suppose that would have deadlocked eventually, and it did, actually, quite quickly, so, yeah. That is fair enough. I do like how it always picks the station with the least amount of trains currently in it. That's definitely a nice feature. Well, I mean, it would kind of be horrible if it did the opposite. Alrighty. So, let's do a little bit of math. I don't know if I'm going to I don't think I'm going to redesign it right now, because that's going to be a big redesign. That's going to be like a massive redesign. Just that one little... What are you backed up on? Solid fuel. Okay, that makes sense. This one at the moment. We need to be dumping that. Okay, so let's do some maths here. So this, we assume this is 240 per second. Okay, yeah. We're taking a total of 960 scrap per second, so that's 240. 240, and we've got enough of these recyclers to do that. So 240 times 0.6 times 3.1, 446.4. Divided by 60 is 8. So it's 8 belts. 8 full belts. Okay, that's pretty huge. Now this processing is still enough if it's fully stacked. That's the thing. If it's fully stacked. We can't make it fully stacked though. There's no process to make this fully stacked. I mean, we could put it back into chests and then use stack inserters to grab it out, but there's no way to guarantee that a stack inserter is not only going to put one in if there's only one in the chest. Unless you do some sort of crazy logic that says, okay, the stack inserter only works if there's more than a certain amount in the chest, otherwise it doesn't work. And that would be a kind of forced stacker. But do we... I mean, yeah. We could kind of do that. We could probably do that. But because yeah, otherwise we're looking at 32 belts. Like this is 8 at the moment. We're looking at 32 realistically. 32 blue belts of output. Which we cannot fit in this tiny little area. We just can't fit. Okay. Alright. So I'm having a think, because I like this setup. I kind of like how compact it is and how nice it is. We could just duplicate this a bunch more times. We could just have 4 of these setups. And each one just takes a full belt of... So we'd take this belt and we'd split it into 4. And then this belt would be fine. And, well, it would have way too many recyclers in it up this end, but it would be fine. It would work perfectly fine. And then it would output. And we wouldn't have to worry about these guys being too overloaded. Like, because one of the things that worries me is if we need like a whole bunch of trains going into this one section all at once. That kind of worries me a little bit, that this section might get very blocked up and very backed up, which I don't like the sound of. So if we made 4 of these, I'll put a radar over here because that section was not being covered. I don't like that it wasn't being covered. So I do like the idea of this just having 1 belt going in. And then and then, so what we do here, 1 to 4. Nope, that's not what I wanted. 1 to 4. Oh, of course, it just looks like that. Upgrade. I thought maybe there'd be something fancy, but apparently there is not. Okay. Okay, so this one then has way too many recyclers. Way too many. Okay, so here's the thing, right? This one is each row of this is now, instead of doing 240, it's only doing 60. But we're outputting so 60, so it's outputting about 116, which is still 2 belts. So we still need the exact same belt setup, but the recyclers are just way too fast. So what I'll probably do is I'll just... It doesn't remove the speed modules. But I'll just remove all the speed modules. And then, yeah, it might be still going a little bit too fast. But from a belt balancing point of view, it's in a pretty good state. So I'm happy with that. Oh god. Oh god. Okay, trash unrequested. We are in a bit of serious trouble. Okay, I need some assistance. Spider bots, come and help me out, please. I don't actually use the spider bots that much because I just have so much inventory space, but clearly the spider bots are not enough at this point. All right, let's go and do an empty run back over to this base, because this is a built-in here. Stand right next to the incredibly full storage chests. Yep, look at all this scrap I just got in my inventory. It's absolutely insane. Okay, so yeah, sending 1 belt in here, and then we need 4 of these setups. I need to update these stations to say only enable when you've got enough iron in there to fill up a train. And they'll probably just have... I think that's what I did down here. This is just an enable disable if there's enough iron, and the train limit is permanently set to 1. So it's never set to anything more than 1 because the train network just cannot allow it. And this will be the same thing. It'll basically, if it's got enough, enable it, but it's always set to 1. Okay, you guys are just taking forever to empty my inventory. Let me help you out a bit. I feel like we need a bunch more storage. That's in the middle of the ocean. Well, the good news is we do not need all these accumulators anymore, because actually we can absolutely get rid of, because guess what? We have 6 gigawatts of fusion power now. So yes, they're all gonna go. All of them can be removed. It's going to mean a little bit more pressure on our whatchamacallit, on our gigawatt power plant. It's not going to be able to rely on the accumulators as much, but well, it's not going to be able to rely on the accumulators at all. But I really don't care. I mean, look at how backed up our fuel supply is. It's backed up all the way down this belt. So I am not worried in the slightest about using that extra little bit of power. Okay. Do I go over here and clean up all the... Oh, damn. I got so many robots and they are so freaking fast. Okay, that's awesome. Looks like the other robots are taking care of these ones. My inventory is still not empty, but that is fine. Okay, so this base is officially okay again, and I need 3 more of these. I'd love to put 3 more on this island. I don't think I'm going to be able to. I don't think I'm going to be able to fit them. If I do, let's say I do this, because that's a... I mean, I could just do foundation for days. Just foundation the living hell out of them. That seems a bit extreme, though. Okay. So we do 1, here. And that's actually a minimal amount of foundation. Can we do that a bit better? Not really. Kind of has to be like that, but we can't do it like that because then there's no room for the train. So we have to put it like this. Oh no, Control Z that. Get rid of this bloody thing right here. Okay. We'll say that's good. So that's 2 setups. And what I might do is I might do a setup over here somewhere. And so a couple of setups up here. And then I can just belt this scrap across the way. Just do a little belt that sends the scrap across the way onto another island, and yeah, that'll pretty much be it. So that will solve my issue. I was like, this is incredible that I can do the entire Megabase in here, but clearly I was wrong. I cannot do it. It's just not possible. Oh, you know how much I hate dog legs. I'm gonna have to fix this. Alrighty. Boom, 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 boom. Get rid of the extra foundation that we no longer need, because that stuff is expensive. What's being just... Oh, over here. We don't need that. Technically, we don't need to do a fuel over here, because I don't think we need multiple refueling stations, because we're not going to refuel all that often. So we could probably just get rid of this one. This will be our setup without a refueling station. Means we don't need this train line either. Sounds like we... it looks like we didn't need too much foundation there. That's alright. Okay. Beautiful. So I'll probably need to paste this a couple of times because... Yeah, I still got to do some work on the stations, getting the stations all set up, getting them all calculated, because all that sort of stuff was just like, oh, this one is iron and this one is... Am I really out of recyclers? I suppose I did put down a lot of them. Quite a lot. So, you go up like this. Go away, big Fulgora rock. And we need some lightning protection for our poor belts. Is that fully covers you? Okay, beautiful. Okay. Okay, you are out of power somehow. Why are you out of power? Okay, you're no longer out of power. Now I'm going to watch this for a second, and if this belt backs up, then we are in trouble. But I don't think it will. I think we've definitely got enough to keep it going for now. Assuming I didn't miss anything here. Didn't miss building anything. Should be fine. Yeah, these belts are not 100% full, but these recyclers will start to back up a fair bit soon. And then they're going to have to move further down the line. And then these other two belts will start to have stuff in them. But this belt should be 100% full still. Or 100% throughput. So far looking good. We're starting to see the third and fourth belts actually have things in them. This process still working great. This belt no longer needs to exist. Yeah, okay. Alright, I'm feeling a lot better about this now. Feeling a lot better about this plan. So yeah, we probably just put the 2 more recycle stations up on this island, and then we'll literally just take these belts and just send them across the narrow sea, going up there and doing our thing over there. And yes, then the load on these particular stations is going to be a lot less, hopefully. But there's still going to be a ton of dumping that needs to happen. I'm guessing. I'm not 100% sure, but I mean, this is just 1/4 of the total amount of concrete that we're producing on this base. I mean, total concrete is 174 per second, right? 174 per second, and we're throwing all of it away. According to Factorio Labs, every single bit of concrete gets chucked in the bin. The only thing that we don't chuck any away is the batteries. We use every bit of that battery. Holmium ore, we chuck away 4.3 per second across the entire base. So that one's the closest to using all of it. But yeah, concrete, we chuck away, how much was it again? 174. Solid fuel, we chuck away 200. Gears, we chuck away 500. Technically, we are going to be recycling every single gear, but that means that there'll be some iron plate that gets chucked away instead. Steel, we chuck away all of it. We don't need it. For some reason, Factorio Lab chucks away all my ice. It thinks I can just get the water from an offshore pump. I did select, I'm only on Fulgora. I'm not on any other planet, only Fulgora. It still thinks... actually, let's turn off the offshore pump and see what happens. Okay, now it's getting water from ice, but then again, of the 100, we only need 6 ice per second. The other 140 ice per second gets chucked straight in the bin. So yes, and there we go. So this is still 100% throughput on this belt, which is exactly as we expected, because yeah, the output belts are not backed up. They're all running very, very smoothly. As we said, we got way too many recyclers, but it just automatically sorts itself out, and that is not an issue. So yeah, very awesome base. Love it. We got way too many of these gear recyclers as well. Are they? I think they should be outputting gears sometimes. I don't actually see any gears being outputted. I don't know. I really can't see any. I could have sworn sometimes. I mean, look. Here's the thing, right? No. I think I was wrong about that, because we've got this output and I got iron and steel. I never took care of gears, so... Here's the weird thing, right? When I'm trying to... when I set up my biter egg setup to try and upskill them using quality, sometimes it would spit out normal biter eggs. So when you have a quality recycler, sometimes it would spit out the same ingredient back to you. So I don't understand why it's not doing that with iron gears. I guess maybe because biter eggs have nothing, there's like, yeah, so the biter eggs don't have a thing that it was crafted out of that you can easily get back. The iron gears have iron plates, so you always get back iron plate. Whereas the biter eggs don't have anything else. Same thing with ore. That's why sometimes you get the same level of ore on a quality module, because ore you put in a recycler, you basically just got... If you put ore in a recycler that didn't have any quality modules, you would just have a 25% chance of getting the ore back. Nothing else special would happen. And I was going to put down some more storage, didn't I? But I got distracted. Okay. This planet does have storage chests available to it, but probably just doesn't have a ton of them. I think they just come in via rocket. Which I was meaning... oh, I did add buffer chests. And storage chests? Okay. So we are good. Well, once the bots empty my inventory, we will be good. So yeah. I think we kind of got that recycler thing all sorted out, hopefully. How's mine? The last few always take 1,000,000 years for the bots to get rid of. And you can't just dump them manually because they're in your trash lots. Okay, but anyway, yeah, so the recycler is set up. We need to, I'll do this manually. We got to do this tedious thing where we activate these based on, so enable train 1, and I'm just actually going to copy and paste this. I need to fix up the train manually anyway, so I might as well just put that down. And I got to fix these up manually, and then I got to copy them over to the other area. And I got to fix up all these as well, so that the dumping station turns on when it's got the correct item in there. But yeah, that's that's pretty much it. Hopefully 8 trains is enough for these guys to keep running full speed. If not, I could add a big old waiting area around here or something. I could put 20 trains in here with a massive waiting area. Because, I mean, we're not going to have any problems. Like this fills up so fast, it's not even funny. We have 2 or 3 of these. Yeah, legendary inserters. Look how fast that train loaded. That is incredible. Absolutely incredible. We can make this a 1-4 train instead of a 1-2. So there's lots of things we could do to fix up the logistics if we had to. Having said that, I think having 8 trains has... I mean, this one's not running out anymore. They were running out before with just 1 train per station. Now they are definitely not running out anymore. And it's still going full speed. So yeah, eventually it'll back up on the solid fuel, but... Yeah, I put legendary inserters for these guys. I didn't bother for these guys. In fact, now that we're just doing a single layer of belt, maybe we don't even need them for these guys either. And we definitely don't need them for these guys. Maybe I'll revert these back to the normal ones because, yeah, legendaries are kind of expensive, and if I don't need them, then I won't use them, and it'll make it easier to paste down the next 2 blueprints as well. Okay. I always forget how big my robot coverage area is now. It's like that. It's like it dwarfs that of the spider bots. So yeah, I think, oh, I got to run over here and delete this, and my bots have already deleted it, and I'm just like, oh, that's awesome. So yeah, going to need a couple more of these guys, with 1 fully stacked belt being the input to each of these, and again build them up here somewhere. And then we are going to need the mother. Actually, I might save this area. I'll see if I can build this set up on some little islands, smaller islands, and save this one for the recycling, because I'm going to need a huge, well, not the dumping ground. I'm going to need a huge area for the dumping ground. And I did think about having customized dumping areas, because here's the thing, right? If you are dumping solid fuel, it's dead easy. You throw it in and it's pretty much gone. If you are dumping blue circuits, it's a whole other mess. It's a massive pain in the ass to dump blue circuits, because like, you dump a blue circuit, you get like 6 things back with a 25%. I mean, it's just a full, look, how many blue belts do we have to dump? 48. We got to dump 48 blue circuits. Sorry, blue circuits. I mean, we got to dump 48 blue circuits per second. That's insane. That's absolutely insane. We might need some customized dumping areas. Like, we might, like, blue circuits. What I'll probably do is I'll probably have, in the dumping area, I'll probably have a filter for the dumping output that sends all the blue circuits off to its own little dumping area to do its own special thing, because that's going to need to be customized. And then a lot of the other things, I'll probably just say, okay, you can just do your own thing. But yeah, this one's going to be annoying, because we produce a lot of it and it only stacks to 50. So we're going to need to have constant trains coming in here to fish this out. Maybe I should add an extra buffer, because yeah, the ice will also be a bit of a problem. Not as much of a problem, because if we have a look, ice is 5%, solid fuel is 7%, so ice still will be a problem. Concrete is 6%, but I think concrete actually stacks up decently. Stone is 4%. I mean, we'll go on for now. We'll see how we go, but I may have to add another layer of chests to the solid fuel. I mean, we're going to need so many trains coming in here. Thankfully, I think I got the signals sorted out. So yeah, while one train is going up here, another train can be going down there. So you can have trains going in different directions at the same time. Yeah, so that should be fine. But yeah, the dumping area and the amount of dumping trains we're going to need is going to be colossal. I mean, yeah, if we go through the numbers again, 200 per second plus 170, that's, so it's just like it's like 450, 550, so 700, 800, 1100, 1150. It's approximately 1,250 items per second that we need to dump. 1,250 items per second. So if this train only stores 2k, we're going to need a train, almost a train every second, full of stuff that we have to dump. Oh, Jesus. Okay. 1,250 items per second. Just keep that, how many belts is that? 20? 25? Ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous amount of stuff that we're going to need to dump. And because of the way the recyclers work, I mean, we could send a fully stacked belt into a dumping ground, but what comes out the other end is not going to be fully stacked. Although if we're recycling blue circuits, we can't even count on the green circuits being fully stacked. I mean, part of me wants to do a bot-based recycling setup. I'm going to be completely honest. I know a belt-based one is going to be the way to do it. Part of me wants to do a bot-based one. But 1,250 items per second. No. What I might do, though, is I might have, like, some things will be belt-based, I think. But maybe some things will be bot-based, because the problem is with the blue circuit recycling setup, 1250 honest. Maybe I'll try doing a bot-based one. Then I can have a whole bunch of like 20 trains or something, 20 stations here that all feed in, and they all feed into to passive provider or something. And then I'll just have all of these little setups where I basically just have, basically just have a recycler and a requester chest and a thing. And this thing will take in one particular type of item. Because this mess over here, where you just send it in and then you send it down the belt, this is a terrible idea. You could, if you design one system for each type of thing, like one recycling line for each thing, then maybe you could do it. But even if I design my own thing for like blue, then, and I don't want to have individual trains for each dumping ground. I don't want to, so either I'm going to have individual trains, which I don't want to do. I'm going to have the mother of all belt manipulation. So we're going to have, say, 20 trains, and then all 20 can feed in the blue, but all 20 can also feed into the steel, but all 20 can also feed into the thing. And I mean, we're recycling 203 solid fuel per second. Okay? Let that number sink in. 203. So we need 4 full belts of solid fuel, which means that it's insane. It's absolutely insane. I think the belt logistics for that dumping ground, is just going to be stupid. It's just going to be stupid. So yeah, I think what we definitely will do though is the dumping ground, because it's dumping solid fuel and water, it will have its own refueling. It won't, the dumping trains will not use this refueling station. This refueling station will simply be for the trains that deliver goods to all these important stations. I think, because otherwise this station would just get swamped. But yeah, I think I'm going to give it a crack with robots. I don't use robots. I haven't used robots for any Megabase build so far, but I think I'm going to use robots here. So we're going to have 20 trains all coming in, all offloading, and we'll probably have several entrances. So not just like this where it's got one entrance. We'll have several entrances, and yeah, they'll all stations will have the same name. We'll have 20 trains, 20 stations, and they'll go out and they'll collect whatever they need to collect, and then they'll send it off here, and then they'll put it into passive providers, and then we'll have requester chests, and we'll basically just have separate recycler setups. And then I can say, okay, we're going to need 5 recyclers just for the blue circuits, and we need 20 recyclers just for the green circuits, and we won't need active provider chests anywhere. And we can just have passive providers, because the thing is, a recycler, let's say we got a requester for green circuits, and we'll just put this out here, and if it outputs iron plates, then we'll have a separate recycler somewhere else for iron plates that the bots will go off to. And if it outputs another green circuit, I don't know, I don't think it will, to be honest. So it'll just be copper wire. If it outputs copper wire, there'll be a separate recycler for copper wire somewhere else. And that's beautiful. What is it complaining about? 12. It's 12 storage chests. That's all right. I'll get them eventually. Oh, by the way, major milestone. All of the labs have their legendary prod modules, which is awesome. And I currently have saved in here 200. 200, which is all I'm requesting, which is not enough. Let's make that 1,000. Well, it's only going to deliver 12, but that's all right. Well, love to see some more. And so far, it seems like this setup is still producing a decent amount of stuff. A very decent amount of stuff. And these guys are going like nuts. Obvious. Was it actually backing up? It should have been backing up. This is less than 500. I don't know why it would have been backing up, but it kind of feels like it was backing up. God, that would have been weird. But yeah. So, gonna need a massive dumping station. I'm hoping I can get away with just one dumping station, but if I have to make multiple, the only thing that worries me is that 20 trains might not be enough. Because, I mean, 1,250 items per second. I mean, can my train network handle that? This line is going to be pretty chockers. This line is going to be pretty chockers. I mean, if the dumping station is here, it's not going to be too far for the dumping trains to get over here. Hopefully there's not too much traffic. That's starting to worry me, actually, that we might have too much traffic. Yeah, I just do not know. I just do not know. I mean, we can always do local recycling. If we absolutely have to, we can do local recycling at these separate stations. We can just peel off the concrete or peel off the copper wire or peel off whatever we want and just recycle it down here. There's not really as much space, but we could make it work if we wanted to. But I really don't want that. I want to send everything in trains off to somewhere else, even the things that we know are just going to be destroyed. But anyway, we will sort that out in another episode. So we've had lots of fun doing this one, and surprisingly this one's still going through. Because we're making rocket fuel. That would be why. You still haven't backed up yet? Time to back up. Okay. Beautiful. Alright, well, we are done here. First major milestone. None of these bigger bases are obviously working, but yeah. As soon as we get... I suppose I'll have to do the dumping ground first, because that's going to free up all of these other ones to run freely. And then once batteries fully back up, then we can start to say, okay, let's actually go off and start doing stuff in the rest of the base. And we're going to have to make a few more specialized recycling areas. We've got to get plastic. I think we get plastic from red circuits. But funnily enough, Factorio Labs is telling me to get plastic from red circuits and copper plate from low density structures. And all my copper wire just gets thrown in the bin. I'm not sure if I understand that correctly, but I'm just going to go with it. I mean, maybe we could get all of the copper we need, because we only need 7.6 copper per second. I wonder if we could just get that from red circuits. Let's try that. Let's get rid of the recipe to get copper from low density structures. Okay, now it's getting it from copper wire. How do I force it to get the... Okay, well, let's have... okay. Yeah, I don't think it would quite work, because... Well, technically it would work, actually. So the thing is, it's telling me, it's calculating the amount of red circuits we keep as 15.2, because that's all it needs to get the plastic. And then it throws the rest away. But it's producing 77.3, an extra 77.3 red circuits per second, which is more than enough to get the amount of, is it? Is it actually? Because we need 60.7 copper cables per second to produce the right amount of copper plate, because it's like the ratio for these guys is just, it's like 1 to 2, and then it's a 25% on top of that, so it's like divide by 8. And then the red circuits, red circuit, I think it should be fine. Instead of using 15.2 red circuits, we'd have to use like 60 of them, because you get 4 copper cable, but you divide that by 4. So I think we'll ignore Factorio Labs a little bit, and then we will recycle red circuits and get both the amount of plastic we need and the amount of copper cables we need. And I don't think we can get the amount of electronic circuits we need though. I think that's a bit too much. So I think we need to start tapping the blue circuits to get that stuff, which is fine. So blue circuits need to be broken down into green circuits. Iron gears need to be broken down into iron, but we're already doing that. And then red circuits become plastic and copper plate. 15.2. Technically we could, what we could do is we could just do a mega station that just breaks down blue circuits into everything. Because yeah, blue circuits, we're getting 50 per second. So that gives us, we're getting 50 per second. So that gives us about 25 red circuits per second, which isn't enough. Okay, so we'll just do blue circuits into green circuits, and we'll do raw red circuits into plastic and copper plate. And everything else on this this dumping ground just gets dumped immediately. And everything else in here either gets used directly in a process like iron plate or batteries or stone or holmium or ice or something like that, or they just, basically this station is just never used. Like for concrete, this station is never going to be used. For steel, this station is never going to be used. It's going to fill up and then it's going to go to the dumping ground, and the dumping ground is what's actually going to be going there. Which is fine. I'm happy with this station never being used. So anyway, I think I'm going to finish the video off there. Thank you very much for watching. And yeah, very unfortunate about this little stacking malarkey, but I guess it kind of makes sense. It would be too much to hope for if it did some sort of smart thing where it waited for 4 of them to be in and then it always chucked out a full stack. But yeah, we worked around it, and we did have to redesign a full 32 belt sorter, which would have killed me. And even if we did that, this train logistics would probably have died on its ass the first time we actually tried to use it. So that is all fine. So anyway, thank you very much for watching. I'll see you guys later.